Chapter 19, Intelligence. We have been able to verify that many teachers of universal history in the Western world often ridicule Buddha, Confucius, Mohammed, Hermes, Quetzalcoatl, Moses, Krishna, etc. Undoubtedly, we have also been able to verify time and again the sarcasm, the mockery, the irony hurled by teachers against ancient religions, against the gods, against mythology, etc. All of this is precisely a lack of intelligence. In schools, colleges, and universities, religious topics should be treated with more respect, with a great sense of veneration, with true creative intelligence. Religious forms contain eternal values and are organized according to the psychological and historical needs of each nation, of each race. All religions have the same principles, the same eternal values, and are only differentiated by their own religious form. It is not intelligent for a Christian to ridicule the religion of Buddha, the Hebrew religion, and Hindu religion, because all religions rest on the same foundations. The satire of many intellectuals against religions and their founders is due to Marxist poison that in these times is intoxication all weak minds. Teachers of schools, colleges, and universities should orientate their pupils on the path of true respect for their fellow men. The boor who, in the name of a theory of any type, ridicules temples, religion, sects, schools, or spiritual societies is by all means perverse and despicable. On leaving the classroom, students have to deal with people of all religions, schools and sects, and the fact of not even knowing how to maintain the proper composure in a temple is not intelligent. On leaving the classroom after 10 or 15 years of study, young people find themselves as slow and asleep as the rest of human beings, as full of vacuity and lack of intelligence as the first day that they entered school. It is imperative for students to develop, amongst other things, the emotional center, because the intellect is not everything. It is necessary to learn to feel the intimate harmonies of life, the beauty of the solitary tree, the singing of a bird in the forest, a symphony of music, and the colors of a beautiful sunset. It is also necessary to feel and profoundly understand all the horrible contrasts of life, such as the cruel and merciless social order of this age in which we live. The streets filled with unhappy mothers who, with their malnourished and starving children, beg for a piece of bread. The ugly buildings where thousands of poor families live. The repugnant roads where thousands of cars circulate propelled with fuel, which harms organisms. The student who leaves the classroom has to face not only his own selfishness and his own problems, but also the selfishness of all people and the multiple problems of human society. Gravest of all is that the student who leaves the classroom, although having had intellectual preparation, does not have intelligence. His conscience is asleep. He has deficient preparation for the struggle with life. The time has arrived to investigate and discover what is that which is called intelligence. Dictionaries and encyclopedias are incapable of seriously defining intelligence. Without intelligence, there can never be radical transformation nor true happiness, and it is very rare to find truly intelligent people in life. The important thing in life is not only to know the word intelligence, but to experience in ourselves its deep meaning. Many are those who boast of being intelligent. There is no drunkard who does not boast of being intelligent. And Karl Marx, believing himself intelligent too, wrote his materialist farce that has cost the world the loss of eternal values. the shooting of thousands of priests of different religions, the rape of Christian, Buddhist nuns, etc., the destruction of many temples, the torture of thousands and millions of people, etc. Anyone can boast of being intelligent. The difficulty is to truly be intelligent. It is not by acquiring more bookish information, more knowledge, more experiences, more things to dazzle people with, more money to buy judges and policemen, etc., that one will obtain intelligence. It is not with that more that one is able to have intelligence. Those who assume that intelligence can be conquered with the process of more are absolutely mistaken. It is urgent to understand in depth and in all the areas of the subconscious and unconscious mind that the pernicious process of more is due to the fact that deep down hides very secretly the beloved ego, the myself, who desires and always wants more and more to fatten and strengthen itself. This Mephistopheles that we carry within, this Satan, this ego, this self says, I have more money, more beauty, more intelligence than him, more prestige, more astuteness, etc. Whoever wants to truly understand what intelligence is should learn to feel it, should live it, and experience it through profound meditation. Everything that people accumulate in the rotten grave of the unfaithful memory, intellectual information, experiences of life, are always fatally translated in terms of more and more, so that they never get to know the deep meaning of everything that is accumulated. Many people read a book and then store it within the memory, satisfied of having accumulated more information, but when they are called to answer for the written doctrine in the book they read, it happens that they do not know the profound meaning of the teaching. However, the ego wants more and more information, more and more books, even when it has not lived the doctrine of any of them. Intelligence is not obtained with more bookish information, or with more experience, or more money, or more prestige. Intelligence can blossom in us when we understand the whole process of the ego, when we understand in depth all that psychological automatism of the more. It is vital to understand that the mind is the basic center of more. In fact, more is the same psychological ego which demands, and the mind is its fundamental nucleus. Whoever wants to be truly intelligent should resolve to die not only at the superficial intellectual level, but also in all the subconscious and unconscious areas of the mind. When the ego dies, when the ego is totally dissolved, the only thing that is left in us is the real being, the true being, the much coveted and very difficult authentic intelligence. People think that the mind is creative. They are mistaken. The ego is not creative, and the mind is the basic nucleus of the ego. Intelligence is creative because it is of the being. It is an attribute of the being. We should not confuse the mind with intelligence. Those who assume that intelligence is something that can be cultivated like a greenhouse flower, something that can be bought like nobility titles or possessing an excellent library, are radically and absolutely mistaken. It is necessary to deeply understand all the processes of the mind, all the reactions, the psychological more which accumulates, etc. Only in this way will the ardent flame of intelligence burst forth in us in a natural and spontaneous way. As the Mephistopheles we carry within dissolves, the fire of the creative intelligence manifests itself gradually within us until it shines in a burning manner. Our true being is love, and from such love is born real and authentic intelligence, which does not belong to time.